Let's look at how to effectively study from art books to improve your drawing and painting skills. I think books are one of, if not the best resource to learn from. There are a lot of good books out there that can help you improve your art. However, we can fall into this trap where we buy a book, we flick through it, we put it on the shelf, and then we just let it gather dust. Now, I'm guilty. I've done this before. We feel good about ourselves for buying the book and having a look through it, and we think we're closer to meeting our goals, but we don't do anything. We think we're going to get better by having this book, but we won't unless we actually use it. So I wanted to show you this way of studying so you can get the most out of your books. And when trying to improve your art skills, the book will show you the path, but you have to walk it by practicing. Essentially, you need to read a little and practice a lot. But the practice should be specific and focused on what you are trying to learn from that book. I'm going to give you an example of how I've done this with one topic, and that topic is going to be value. So the first step is you grab your book, mine's going to be the Art Fundamentals, and you pick one subject or one chapter and read through it. Really simple. Just get a feel for the topic, especially if it's new to you. The next step is to read that chapter again, slowly. Really think about what the author is trying to tell you. This is called active learning. Make notes. Ask yourself questions. If you find yourself thinking, oh, this is related to this, write that down, explore it. Really think about how you can apply the concepts you're learning about to your own artwork. How can you incorporate it? And also think about how can you practice the concept they're talking about? How can you apply it? Actively reading like this really gets your brain fired up, and it means the information is more likely to stick. These are my initial pages of study for value. They are short, they are messy, they are all over the place. It's just a bit of a brain dump. I've just got it down on the page, questions, my ideas and thoughts on the topic, as well as the key points that I picked up from the book. The next step, probably the most important step, is to make a list of exercises or studies on how you are going to practice the concept that's being talked about. The book already might have a few exercises that you can start with, but try and expand on these. Try and think of your own and look for other resources such as YouTube or blog posts to really try and help concrete those ideas in your mind and therefore in your future artworks. Find ways to put what you have learnt into practice. Next is to take those initial notes and compile them into something legible, something concise. Now, I use this sketchbook for my more put together notes on the subject, and for value it's literally just these 2 pages. This page is all of the key points and ideas, and this page is my exercises or studies. This is something that you can look back on to refresh yourself on this topic if needed. And it's going to have a page of all of those studies for you to practice. Me, for value, it all fit on one page, and this is just the key points. This isn't absolutely everything I've read, it's the key points that I thought were most important. So here we have the book Art Fundamentals, and we're going to look at value. And here are my notes on value. I'm going to talk you through this very quickly to see if you can get an idea of the concept of value just from my notes. So value is the range of brightness and darkness in an image. You should be able to clearly identify large, simple value shapes in your artwork. Well-defined values make an image readable and impactful even without colour in black and white. This is an example of a value scale which I've replicated here. This is a 9 value scale from the darkest darks to the lightest lights and midtones in the middle. Value is important for composition and creating focal points. Darker values dominate but can be used to guide the eyes to brighter, detailed areas. The lightest values in the shadow should still be darker than the darkest values in full light. Predominant midtones. The majority of the values in an artwork will be midtones. Extremes of value should be used sparingly unless the aim is dramatic contrast, such as this. Variance is the difference between the lightest and the darkest values. High key is bright and evenly lit scenes. Low key are high contrast and dark and dramatic images. You can have images that are high variance and high key, which is where most of the values are mid and light values. It's a bright image overall, and there are areas of dark that make it very impactful. You have low variance and high key images, which give a more pale and misty look with more subtle values. You have images that are high variance and low key, so there is a large range of values in it, but overall it's quite a dark and dramatic look, with the limited areas of brightness generally being the focal points. You then have low variance and low key images, which are more dark and brooding and give that more overcast atmosphere. So those are my biggest takeaways from this book. Now you have your own notes and hopefully a deeper understanding of the topic you have been learning about. It's now time to put that into practice. For exercises, try to have a range of more complicated and simpler exercises. Here are the examples I've found. Complete a still life with only 3 values, for example from something such as this. Do straight edges only with no blending, just a shadow, a midtone and a highlight. Number 2 would be to complete the still life again, but with 5 values, still with straight edges and no bleeding. And the third one is to complete it again, but you're allowed to blend this time. This exercise I found from a YouTube video, which I will link below. Number 4 is to do studies in 5 values of markers. I use Copics. Here you do loose and bold marks. You can do this for still life, landscapes, portraits, anything really. Number 5, for paintings you're doing, thumbnail out different value images. Number 6, in digital software, import artworks to study the value curve. Is it high key, low key, are the midtones dominant? Just have a look at that image. Number 7 was an exercise I got from a blog. You mix a middle grey value and swatch out 7 squares. Then you match a colour to each middle value by colour mixing. Then you do it the opposite way. With the colours out of the tube, you take the colours straight out of the tube and then mix grey values to match those original colours. You do this for red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. And number 8, use a value finder on everyday objects and judge the value. Then photograph the finder on the object, convert the image to grayscale and check the accuracy of your guess. And you'll see I've left room here for more exercises if I find them in the future. Start working on those exercises in a time frame that suits you. That could be 1 a day, 1 a week, 1 a fortnight, 1 a month, whatever suits you. You can try to squeeze them in before you start a painting, or set yourself a day just to do studies and exercises. And by the end of that book, you should have many, many pages of exercises that you can work on over time to really improve your art skills. Now think about how much better your artwork could be if you really committed to getting the most out of your books. I really hope this has been helpful, and I will see you in the next one.